Hello friends, welcome to another tutorial and another session. So before starting the session, let me tell you my blog site here. So this is the softship.com where you will find all my tutorials, and you can find all design related things and dynamic CRM uh, topics and top CRM sites here. So subscribe this blog post website, and here is the YouTube channel I have where all the videos I have uploaded you can watch at any time. So subscribe here by clicking this channel. So without wasting time, let's jump to the tutorial and the session where I want to discuss today is the auditing feature of Dynamics CRM. So, as you already know, the dynamic sharing the customer relationship management product. So, auditing is an important concept for all customer management systems. Every organizations often need to be in compliance with various regulations to ensure availability of the customer interaction history, access reports, and security incident tracking reports. So, every organizations will always want to track changes in CRM data for analytical purpose, for security purpose, or sometimes for issue resolving purpose. So dynamic CRM really supports an auditing capability where entities and attributes changes within an organization can be recorded over time for use in analysis and reporting. So, and as you know, auditing is supported for all types of entities, customizable entities and custom entities, except system entities. So auditing doesn't support metadata changes and read operations, export operations, and changing the the notes. So I'll discuss details in below um, document. So here is a snapshot I have given. What can be audited in dynamic CRM? Create, update, and delete operations on records can be audited. Changes to the shared privileges of a record can be edited. Any to any association or disassociation of records can be audited. Changes to security roles for users can be audited. Audit changes at the entity, attribute, or organization level can be, for example, if you are enabling the audit on organization level, then there will be an entry on audit history, audit log. Like like that, when you disable the auditing, then there also be a history. Deletion of audit logs can be edited, and user accesses can be edited. Then, if all these things are audited, then what cannot be audited? Read operations cannot be audited. Metadata changes, if you do some entity changes, metadata related changes, then it will not audit. The text blocks, notes, attachments, these are not auditable. And some of the notes you have to keep remember that we can enable and disable auditing at organization level, entity level, then attribute level. If auditing is not enabled at organization level, although the auditing is enabled at entity and attribute level, the auditing will not work. And by default, auditing is enabled for all attributes uh, of an entity, but disabled in entity level. And auditing data is recorded over time, of course, quarterly in a partitioned fashion. So these are called as audit logs. So all audit history can be viewed by users with you know uh, proper privileges. Like there are two security roles. Like there are two privileges called as view audit history and view audit summary privileges. These privileges has to be entitled for the user who is supposed to view the summary. Then audit history data is stored in an entity called as audit. Now here is the practical steps how to enable auditing, viewing audit history. So I'll show you right now how to enable auditing practically. Now switch to our dynamic CRM. So here is our dynamic CRM. If you click the command bar, the ribbon bar, then you will find settings. You will find auditing option here. You have to click here. So to enable auditing, the first thing is you have to enable the auditing at global, at organization level. Click global audit settings. Then by default it remains unchecked. Okay, as I have already started auditing, so it was checked, but initially it will remain like this unchecked. Now if you want to enable auditing, then you have to click this checkbox. Suppose let's open this global audit setting, then you have to check this start auditing, and you have to select which entities type you want to enable the auditing option. But this is optional. Selecting this entity enable auditing in following areas is optional, because this will be automatically checked when you enable auditing in entity level. So now, for now, check this start auditing and press OK. Now we have enabled organization level auditing. Now the next thing is we have to enable the auditing at entity level. Now click this option. Now here it will open the default solution package of Dynamics CRM, where all entities will be represented in left panel. You have to select the entity on which you want to enable audit. Suppose I want to enable auditing on contact. So I'm scrolling to find out the entity called as contact. Now select this contact entity. When you select the contact entity, all the general information related to this contact entity will be displayed in the right panel. If you go down, you will find an option called as auditing. This is the option, auditing option, where this is unchecked. If you click this, check this, then you will find a note that by default all fields for this entity are enabled for auditing. Click the Fields tab to enable and disable specific fields for auditing. So we'll do that after some time. But now click Auditing and click Save. Every changes should be saved then published to take effect. Now when you save the entity, then you have to publish the entity. Now it is saved successfully. Now I have to publish the entity. Now it is published. Now I will go to, now by default, when I have enabled the auditing for this contact entity, by default all the fields related to this contact entity is in is enabled for auditing. Now let me check that. Let me go to sales and go to contact. Let me create a new contact here. Create new. Suppose let me give a name like Abraham, and the last name is Lincoln. Okay, it's done. Now when I save it, now once it is saved, there will be a audit item in audit summary, and I want to view that. Now I have to go to settings again, and I have to go to auditing, and if I will go to audit summary view, the third option, then I will have an entry, this one. So this is the audit data that gives information that the user this has created a record called as contact, whose name is Abraham Lincoln, with these values. Okay. Now suppose I want to update that record. Let me go to contacts and select my contact and open this contact. Let me update some field to check if that update operation is audited or not. Suppose job title is manager and email is abr.lingon at the rate gmail.com. Now if I will save here and I will go again to the audit summary view, then I should have a update audit log. So here is the update event that I have triggered right now, and if you open this you will find which fields are updated for that context. So see, previous value was blank, now I have updated this with these new values. Now we got to know that how this data are audited using audit summary view. Now in audit log management you can view that all the audit logs are stored in a partitioned fashion by quarterly. Now now user or admin can delete this log for to free the memory after discussing with the business, because the audit, once you delete the audit partition here, you will not able to find this audit summary from this section. So so now we learned three things: how to enable auditing, how to view audit summary, and auditing privileges. So whatever audit summary that we have here cannot be viewed by the person if they have not given proper privilege. So what privilege is required to view this audit summary? If you go to settings and go to security, suppose there is a person whose role is account manager, and you want account manager to view that audit summary, then you have to go to security role and you have to open the security role account manager, and you have to go to core records option here from the security role prompt. If you scroll down you will find some privileges like view audit history. You have to give organization level privilege access, and view audit summary you have to give privilege here also. If you want to give another view audit partitions also, this can be enabled. So view audit partition means the user can view all the partitions that are created in audit management section. So these are and another is delete audit partition. If you want to give permission to the user that can delete the partition, then this can be given. So these are the privileges that defines whether a user can view and manage the audit summary for your organizations or not. Now, so now we come to know how what auditing privileges is required and how to manage audit logs. As I have told you, user can delete and user can manage auditing data by this option, audit log management. In here, user can delete the partitions by clicking this delete log. So to free the space of the dynamic CRM server, because if the server will be, acquired by more audit logs, then we have to clean up. So disabling auditing, let me tell you how to disable it again. So if I will go dynamic CRM again, I, if I want to disable for organization in organization level, that means if I want to stop all the auditing for all the entities, then I have to go to the auditing and the global audit setting. Then I will disable this, start auditing, and press OK. Once I do that, from this time, all the entities which are irrespective of the status, whether or auditing enabled or disabled, for all the entities, once the global audit setting is disabled, all the auditing will be stopped. So this option, disabling this option, will disable all the auditing in entity level, irrespective of their auditing enabled or disabled. But if you want to if you want to mm, disable only some entities audit without disabling global organization level auditing, then you have to open this entity and field audit setting. Then you have to go to the entity that you want to disable. Suppose I want to disable contact entity auditing. Then here here I can disable the auditing. Once I will disable auditing, I have to save and publish to take effect. So I have to click publish again once it is saved. So so now what will happen? Nothing will be audited for this contact entity. So this is how we can disable the auditing in organization level and in entity level. But and another thing I want to tell you is how to enable disable in attribute level. Now suppose I want to enable auditing here. For this again I am enabling the auditing for this contact entity, and then I will publish. Now once published, again I have reactivated the auditing feature of this contact entity. Now I will show, suppose I want to disable the auditing for a specific attribute for this entity. That means suppose for that you have to go to fields. By default all the fields for this entity is auditing enabled, but if you want to disable one field's auditing feature, then you have to go to the field. Then you have to, here you will find the option auditing, where you will find two options, enable and disable. By default all are enabled, as I have already told. So now you can disable it and save and close. Once you disable it, this field will not be audited anymore. Now you can do the same thing, save and publish. So now you can publish the customization to take effect. Now if in the contact form, if anybody changes the field, then that field will not be audited, but other fields will be audited, which can be viewed in audit summary. So that's all for today. So this is all about the auditing concept of dynamic CRM, and hope it helped you to understand this auditing concept. So thank you for watching this. Please subscribe the channel and inspire me to publish more articles on dynamic CRM, and subscribe this YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your time. See you next time.